Hello adventurisers, what a lovely morning and welcome back to Salford. At this point we've covered 12 miles of Manchester's outer ring road, the M60. Let's use this time as we walk down Liverpool Road here in Peel Green to recap, to add anything we may have missed on the last videos. I seem to have glossed over Barton High Level Bridge in my excitement, having a Brassic nerdgasm. Opened in October 1960 as the Stretford Eccles bypass, it became part of the M63 before being incorporated into the M60. The bridge is approximately 740 metres long and passes some 30 metres above the Ship Canal. Originally built with two dual-lane carriageways, the bridge quickly became a bottleneck in its own right and was widened to 3 lanes in both directions by 1990 by adding an extra lane to each side of the bridge. I also completely neglected to mention Junction 10 by Trafford Golf Centre, Redcliffe Circle. So now let's walk around Junction 11, Peel Green Interchange, and then we'll have a look at Peel Green Cemetery just on the other side. Peel Green Cemetery was opened in 1879 and covers 32 acres of land. To date, more than 44,800 interments have been carried out here. It was originally a non-conformist burial chapel, but was converted to a crematorium in 1955. And you'll see that there are now Church of England, non-conformist, Roman Catholic and Muslim sections here. Good morning. How are you doing? Are you okay? Can I have a kiss? Does any of you know why birds sing in the morning? Because they don't have to go to work. And that's me today. Tweet, tweet. The autumn's most definitely here anyway. Just look at all the leaves on the ground. First World War memorial here. I like the sword upon the cross. Like something from King Arthur's times, that. Such peaceful places, cemeteries, where you can be alone in your own thoughts. As I walk through and look at the graves, I see names from my own family tree. Holden, Worthington. Always a sobering experience, walking a graveyard. Anyway, I'm quite excited today to use my new GoPro 12. They upgraded from the GoPro 10, so let's see how it is. Oh, will we make it? Just about. Wow, all these crows. On the top line now you'll see Port Salford Greenway. Port Salford Greenway is a 3 kilometre long cycling and walking route between Peel Green and Worsley Village. It is a mix of 3 metre wide traffic free paths and quiet residential streets. Once again, passing under the great M60 motorway here. You might notice this super wide angle lens. This is a new thing that the GoPro 10 didn't have. Bike wheel here, guys. The only other difference I can see is that the casing on the GoPro 12 is black, but with like blue speckles on it. I like it. Just don't drop it, because they're not cheap. Wow, there's another wheel there. Scruffy little place. The Greenway follows Worsley Brook, which is behind me, and goes through, what's it called? Mothole Wood, which was presumably named because on old maps you see the site of an old hall near here which had a moat. Salford Greenway. Somewhat jealous of my friend James right now, who came on the walk last week, because yesterday he flew to Poznan. I'm glad I've been able to give him a few recommendations for pubs. He's been to Kultova and to Billabong, which is a billiards bar, and today he and the boys are taking the train down to Krakow, and then in a couple of days time they're flying up to Berlin. What an adventure. When I was looking on maps yesterday to plan this walk, I saw that there's a Polish cultural centre in Winton actually called Wilno. I think we should swing by there and see if it's open. There are two direct train routes between Liverpool and Manchester. We crossed the southern route in Urmston, if you remember rightly. Now the northern route, the Cheltenham Moss line, which follows the route of George Stephenson's original 1830 Liverpool and Manchester Railway, is just up ahead. Just up there, on the embankment. The original 32-mile railway was the world's first intercity passenger railway, and the first to have scheduled services. Many early steam locomotives were initially used on this line, including Stephenson's Rocket, which won the Rainhill Trials in 1829. You might recall we saw a replica of the Rocket when we visited York Railway Museum. Or that we saw a monument to William Huskisson in Liverpool. On Alan Shearer and Paul Young's day out, he was famous for being the victim of the first fatal railway accident. That's not quite true. So we're just coming up this little incline now, so we can get onto the footbridge over the M60, and we should be able to have a view of junction 11 over to our right. Fantastic stuff! So this opposite is the railway bridge from the 1830 line, and just behind is junction 11. We've just popped over to the other side, and look at this weird old tunnel that we've come across. Dodgy as. Someone obviously lives there actually. Wasted youth, it says up there on the bridge. Just to think that this train line is almost 200 years old now. Wow, that's quite some graffiti on here. Imagine living in the age of steam back then, when they were doing trials to see which locomotive engine would work best. And so as we emerge here on the other side, we're at Winton Park. To the right here we've got the bridge that takes the Worsley Brook under the railway. Might be fun to canoe under that. It's dead quiet down here this morning. I've literally seen two schoolboys on bikes and that's it. But I know last week when we came down here it was quite busy. There was a group of about 20 cyclists came past. Plenty of people out walking with dogs and that. Well, I suppose it's spooky season now. My missus, she loves it. She loves all the horror films, and we've watched a couple this week. My favourite was The Babadook. It's on Netflix. It's an Australian film. It's about a mother and a son who's, you know, a bit different. but it's just the way it portrays grief and loss as this monster. It's really good, as opposed to Saw 3, which you tried to put on last night. I don't get the appeal of watching people smash their own ankles in so they can get their leg out of a shackle. Not for me, that. There we go, guys. Running track. Alice and Karen was here, 19th of May 2023. Not too bad. Don't mind to go on that myself. Right. I mentioned the Polish Centre, so let's quickly leave Salford Park Greenway, is that what it's called? Port Salford Greenway, sorry, and see if we can have a little cultural experience. Addendum, this is Winton Park on the right, where we were walking earlier. Wasn't Winton Park, which I must say looks really pretty in all its autumn colours. An old school house, that. I like it. Chcieliśmy zobaczyć polskie centrum kulturalne. Wygląda na to, że jesteśmy za późno. Jaka szkoda. Pozostał tylko znak. They've got a little though. And to the right here is Winton Library. So junction 12, the Eccles interchange, is currently the meeting point of the M60, the M62, and then this here is the M602, the biggest and busiest road between the Ring Road and the city centre. One consideration when building a motorway is making the space when you've not got it. And King William Street here on the left, well, all the buildings got knocked down pretty much. This was literally a street full of houses. There is a building here left at the end. It looks like an old pub. Let's go and have a look. Beautiful, if not somewhat abandoned. One thing I did notice, viewers, from my last video, is that a lot of you seem to like urbex when we came across that old abandoned house, which my friend Johnny reliably informs me is called Haikyo in Japanese. All the upper windows are out. There is a way in, you can see there where the metal's been pulled back, but I'm not leaving a sleeping baby here, and plus there'll be people watching from the back windows. But if anyone does want to do a bit of exploration of the urban style, there's your chance. Also worth noting is that junction 11 is where the M62 and the M60 join, because the two motorways actually share a route for a little while. The great multiplex that is the M60, M62 hybrid. See these bushes to my left? Houses in the old days, before they built this. Another big old tunnel there. And you've got Winton Wanderers ground just in front of it. And we're back on Port Salford Greenway. How wonderfully, wonderfully, wonderfully pretty. Gone is the rain of the other day that came and put an early end to our video. And here we reach Grange Road, which is where part one of our North Ring Radius walk ended, and at the end of which we will cross another bridge, giving us a view of the M60 to finish off today's adventure. What a lovely road. Just seen a lady there with a baby carrier. We gave up on that a long time ago. Bless me, dark Father, I have sinned. We've done it before and we'll do it again. I like that sign. Yes, adventure now. And this is the other side of Junction 11. An old farm just over here. Grange Farm. Busiest section of the M60, this is what I've heard. Here's today's route, guys. Our blue line, just short of 4 miles together. Well, little one's still fast asleep. Got a 40-minute walk back to the car, and I've got editing to do when I get home, so we'll see you in a bit. Have a good day.